but it's just been so much. Okay, let's keep this. Can this deck beat Graveyard Hate? Yeah. Like, you could just creativity a bunch of 5/6s into play. Yesterday, my opponent, Graph Digger's caged me, and I just, you know, I put actually 4 Gearhulks into play. Alright, mono green, this is Pioneer. Everybody at Pioneer is playing mono green. There is no other deck. Please play a 3-drop. Okay, that's something. There's no other deck. Oh, I was probably actually supposed to play this as a red source. Okay, although there's my 3rd red here. Also, Fable the Mirror Breaker, really, really good in this deck. Obviously, it's a token generator for creativity, but it also fuels your Dig Through Times pretty well, too. Okay, there's a Karn, which turns off my treasure tokens. Impulse over Strangle so that Gearhulk can flash back. That, and also, like, dealing 3 damage at instant speed is pretty relevant against, I'm discarding Otawara and Consider. It is pretty relevant. Ooh, rough top decks. Sorry, I keep losing my train of thought. Relevant against Shredder, and then also, like, this deck plays, like, largely at instant speed too, so just having the instant is pretty relevant as well. Chump, thank you for the tier 1, appreciate ya. Lose our treasure token, can't crack in response because the Karn is turning it off. It'd be great if my opponent goes, like, land, Cavalier, I get to Censor, I get to kill Karn. Maybe I was supposed to play the Din tapped, actually. I was definitely supposed to play Din tapped. So they play their Citadel, and they play Old Growth Troll, okay. Alright, let's cycle the Censor. There's a Gearhulk. Flip this. Oh, also, Fable copying Gearhulk has been, like, the sickest ever. It's been just, like, the coolest thing in the whole world to do. I can Gearhulk back a Dig Through Time next turn. It's gonna be kind of slow, though. Wait, tap lane. I should have played the tap lane. But it might Sky Sovereign me, although they may be scared of another Censor. I'll put a grab Darksteel Citadel with their first Karn activation. Trump, if you type !point deck tech in the chat, you can get that info. Or Doctor's done it for you there. Okay, unfortunately, no Censor for me this time. They chose Forest over a layer of the Hydra. And then they cash in their Karn. Potentially for a Graph Digger's Cage. Oh, also one nice thing with Graph Digger's Cage is you could just, like, creativity target that. Oh, they're gonna needle my reflection. Okay, this is actually... This is great. This is really good for me that they chose to do this. Wait, I didn't know that you can name... Yeah, I mean... This is kind of weird. I didn't know you could name the backside of a card with needle. I guess you could do the Jacefrid's Prodigy. Okay, there's a creativity and a Dig Through Time. And another Fable. I guess I'll take Fable creativity. But I'll probably just hardcast Gearhulk this turn. Really looking for Magma Opus. And then maybe I can find Magma Opus flash and creativity Magma Opus. Can't name tokens. Yeah, it's Conta too. That sounds kind of interesting. I know you can't name tokens, although in my EDH playgroup we actually played where you could name tokens for a while. Okay, another Karn. Guess that would make sense why they minused so aggressively. We'll see what they get this time. An Unlicensed Hearse. Okay. So we can respond with the Gearhulk here, and we can use the creativity to get rid of the Hearse and the Needle. Might give my opponent some Cavaliers, might just give them some Mana Dorks though. Although maybe we'll just hardcast Shark Typhoon. I think I'll take Typhoon Consider, kind of close. What token be relevant today? I'm like a Clue, Treasure. Okay, there's the Magma Opus. So unfortunately, because they have Hearse, I can't go discard Magma Opus, Creativity, cast it. That being said, I am really close to just... I'm just 1 mana away from hard casting the Magma Opus, which is kind of nice. Although, it could be, like, the correct line to Creativity. Okay, so what if can I go Creativity, target Needle, target Hearse for 5 mana. Okay, no, I was thinking I could go Creativity, target Needle, target Hearse, 5 mana, then discard Magma Opus, then use the treasure to... I can't use the treasure anyways because of the Karn. Shoot. Well, what if I go Creativity, X equals 3? I'm just going to cast the Typhoon. Make Duke here, kill Hearse. We could do that. I think I'm just going to hardcast the Typhoon. Kind of close. Chum, all the way from Australia. LGS Largely Dexy Pilot. Thank you for your input to the bottom. Yeah, if you post a link in the chat, I can take a look at to what you got. I missed a deck tech yesterday. I did refund from Sandspur. But if Sandspur comes in today, I'll give them a free deck tech. So thankfully no Nykthos so far. Hopefully that's not famous last words. Oh yeah, this Temur Slogurk deck has kind of made the rounds a little bit, and we've talked about it a few times. I basically have always liked the idea of playing this deck but cutting Bloodbraid Elf for expressive iteration. From like this, like what is relatively stock list. I think that you obviously are playing some more flex spots. Like I typically like 3 Loams, 4 Rin. You don't have to play those numbers exactly. The main deck explosives is fine. I don't think it's necessarily mandatory though. Ooh, Storm the Festival. Yeah, like you could either cut the main deck Endurance for a 3rd Loam or cut the main deck Explosives for a 3rd Loam. But I do recommend, I think, cutting the Bloodbraid Elves for expressive iterations. Besides that, I feel like this like relatively stock main deck is pretty good. I've always kind of liked 3rd Grudge, or more Grudges than more Force of Vigors, because like 1, there's not that many Rest in Pieces in Modern right now, and 2, being able to like mill this over with Loam is like really sick. If there's a lot of burn in your area, I may even consider Weather the Storm over Pulse of Marasa. Like if that's the only matchup your Pulse is coming in against burn, then I would definitely play Weather the Storm. Okay, so they found Cavalier, so hopefully, or I mean, they probably find Nykthos. They're just so likely. They do find the Nykthos, which means next turn is going to be really tough. Don't really know how we can beat it. Although, okay, so if I could draw a land, I could Magma Opus. I can Magma Opus, kill Karn, tap, deal my opponent 3, and then with my treasure token I make from the Gearhulk, I can copy, or from the Goblin token I can copy the Gearhulk. But that may not be enough. Yeah, it's not gonna be lethal. Let's just see what we draw. We do draw the untapped land. Okay, so this is a really hard turn. This is a really, really hard turn. I can go hardcast Magma Opus again, kill Karn, 3 damage to my opponent, tap, attack with Goblin token, in combat, tap my opponent's other 2 blockers, and get to Magma Opus again. Yeah, I could also, I have to hit their Needle with Creativity, right? Right, of course, I can't, that line doesn't work. Okay, maybe, I think the best line is actually probably going to be this turn, casting the Magma Opus and tapping Nykthos. Change it up a bit. DRC Bobble, drop Bloodbraid Elf. Yeah, I think that's what I would suggest. But pretty good list overall. I don't have too many notes because I'm liking the list. Oh, they also have the Hearst for the flashback too. Yeah, just have to do it like this, unfortunately. We do get an 8/8 Shark as a consolation prize, I suppose. So let's do 1 damage to Karn. I guess 1 damage to the Elf. And then I think just 2 damage to my opponent. Then tap Nykthos. Then tap The flyer? No, the flyer doesn't matter that much because of the shark. Although maybe I want to... No, they have the reachers. Okay, so just tap a Cavalier. What a game one, huh? Maybe we could just keep chaining Magma Opuses, tapping to Nykthos, making 8/8 sharks. Tap Hearse? Ooh. Yeah, tapping Hearse was way better. Okay, didn't draw another Magma Opus, but I did draw Land Consider, so that's like, you know, 2 more looks, 3 more looks with the draw step. Oh, they also have Nykthos to untap Kiora, though. Right. So maybe just gonna be dead anyways. My opponent finds a Beseiju also with both of this, which can answer my Shark Typhoon, which kind of sucks. First needs XL 2. It's XL up to 2. Okay, I believe we're dead to the combo now, right? Okay, mono green is broken. What's the verdict on Golgari mid-range? I mean, I think that there is some lags. I think I misevaluated what the metagame might look like with the Golgari mid-range deck. My sideboard plan is to cut the Censors for Aether Gusts here, by the way. But, you know, I think that black-based mid-range decks in general have a lot of lags at the moment. What's the combo deck? It's really convoluted. It involves Nykthos that taps for tons and tons of mana like it does there. 2 Karns, 2 Kioras, 1 in play, 1 in the graveyard. And then they loop Karn and Kiora and Pestilent Cauldron over and over again, netting infinite mana, infinite life for both players. And then they finally tap their Pestilent Cauldron to mill me for infinite. It's like, it's very convoluted, it takes a million clicks, but it is deterministic, it is lethal. How do they untap Nykthos with Kiora? Okay, so looking for a removal spell here. Keeping Dig is kind of appealing, but we can just graveyard it and maybe Gearhulk it back. Okay, there's Fiery Impulse, thankfully. Very timely pickup. Then, would love to get to play the Fable on the play here against a somewhat empty board. Hopefully they don't have a ramp spell this turn. They have the Haven. Okay, definitely want to keep Creativity, though. I was feeling pretty good about that one. Another Creativity as well. So, next turn, I should be able to attack, discard Magma Opus, cast Creativity X = 1 on the Shaman. I guess the Shaman has to survive the attack. But then I would get to Gearhulk Magma Opus, although it could also be better to try to just wait a turn and then Gearhulk Opus and Dig Through Time, although that's worse against Karn into Graveyard Hate. My opponents revealed Topiary Stomper, a kind of new card for these decks. Notably cannot block until they have 7 or more lands, but does come into play and get a land for them, and it's 2 Devotion, 4 Toughness. Pretty interesting card. Here, I think I'm just going to discard the Spirebluff. Oh, no, I'll discard the Magma. Oh, I can discard Magma Opus and Canal. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. And now I can go attack like this. Although I guess I can't. At Creativity X = 2. That should be fine. Just X = 1. Four damage. Tap, doesn't really matter. And then next turn I can Magma Opus again too. 5 mana, unsurprising Cavalier of Thorns. I can potentially just tap that. Flip this, play Stormcarved Coast. Discard Magma Opus. I think I target the Goblin Shaman token so that I can try to copy my Gearhulk next turn. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh. Tap. My opponent for 9 down to 6. They've got 2 cards in their hand. Can copy our Gearhulk next turn. Rick, did I think of the 6 months? For the tier 1 for 6 months. Thank you. Riverka 1 Typhoon for 1 Emrakul the Promised End. I mean, just putting putting a 13/13 Pro Instance Flying Trample is fine. But I think you want the density of token generators, and I'm pretty happy, I think, just always making sure I hit Gearhulk, because like if you're trying to set up for Gearhulking back Magma Opus and you hit your Emrakul, it can be kind of awkward. So they find a Karn. You know, no one's Staring Bridge in this format. Not sure what Karn's getting here. With Creativity, do not want Dwarven Mine. I mean, this isn't modern. There's no fetch lands. Like, the mana base can't support Dwarven Mine and all the blue spells. Maybe having a few non-Gearhulk targets to the board against Graveyard. Maybe, but you could also just, like, put a bunch of Gearhulks into play, you know? Okay, let's start off with a dig through time. Okay, immediately concedes. Has having tokens or creatures been an issue anyway? I don't think so. Like, you know, you have 12 good token generators, and then also Sokenzan and Den of the Bugbear. You don't literally always have tokens, but you only have 4 creativities anyways. Okay, very good hand against mono green. Hopefully they have a mana dork. Awesome. Get a couple Sublime Epiphany make into the main deck. I have such a soft spot for Epiphany Gearhulk. Such a soft spot. 2 more Mana Elves. Kind of tough if I'm supposed to Aether Gust. I think I'm supposed to Aether Gust an Elf, because if they have Karn, it's just such a disaster. And this maybe keeps them off of Cavalier this turn. They did have the Karn, which is kind of a disaster. Rough for them to turn 3 Karn through 2 removal spells, but it's the power of just drawing 3 elves, I guess. Any reason I did include some number of Prismari Command? Well, we already have a lot of 3-drops in the deck. Like, I'm of the opinion that Typhoon and Fable are both kind of better 3-drops, but maybe you're right about Prismari Command. Prismari Command also killing artifacts does feel kind of relevant in this format. About Pyroclasm being Pioneer Legal be too strong? I don't think it would be too strong. I also don't love to play the what if X or Y card legal game. Just usually not that relevant. Yeah, Fable's been really, really good in the list. I am going to discard some cards here. I think I'm discarding Shark Typhoon Consider. Oh, that's a really interesting draw. Although if I bounce the Old Growth Troll, my opponent can just crew Heart of Kirin. So I think I just cast the Creativity. And then target Aether Gust, and then try to make them use the Tormod's Crypt. Is this deck a bit light on removal? Well, you know, you're a combo deck, so it's kind of tough to be playing all of the prerequisite cards for your combo, and also have, you know, as many removal spells as maybe you would like. And then we can hopefully flip this, discard this, cast it off the Gearhulk. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're a combo deck. It's hard to have as many cards as maybe you would want, so it is what it is. 2 cards in their hand. 6 mana. Damn it! So crazy that they just have like this amount of resources after like getting interacted with on turn 1 and 2. Amp, thank you for the 1 year. Appreciate you. How much mono green? I played a league last night. I played against literally 5 mono green decks in a row, which was just I did win 4 of my matches. So like that's, you know, a big part of the reason why we're even here today. But the amount of mono green on Magic Online is just like totally disgusting. I'm like really I'm not as optimistic for the health of the format as I have been, let's say. So this stays at 2/2. Yeah, stays at 2/2 no matter what. If I no matter how I attack, I'm getting blown out somehow. So I think I have to pass. I have to pass and hope that my opponent's gonna try to Monstrous the Plukranos, and then I'll get to Aether Gust in response to Monstrous. Or I could also Aether Gust the Storm the Festival. What needs to be changed to throw in mono green? I don't know. The mono green deck is really good. Like, you know, mono red I think has a pretty good matchup against it. Auras has a good matchup against it. Obviously banning Nykthos would go a long way. I'm not sure if they have enough mana to Pestilent Cauldron me, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, they have a second Nykthos. I think they're a little short, though, of demonstrating the loop. Wait, have they already activated Kiora? No, they haven't. Oh, they have. That's the first thing they did. So they can Cauldron back Karn. And then, but then they only have 4 mana left. They have 5 mana left because they have the Elvish Mystic. Getting rid of Kiora, powered down mono green a bit. It would be ridiculous to ban Kiora, I think. Okay, Monstrous this, kill my Fable. Horrible. It would be silly to ban Kiora instead of like Nykthos or, you know, any of the like real cards. We didn't have the mana to Otawara the Plukranos. Yeah, we had 3 mana available, chat, and this cost 4 to channel. Y'all are living in a dreamland. I don't think mono green actually needs bans. Yeah, I'm not advocating. It is early to call for bans. It's early to call for bans. The format is also like it is. I've literally played against it 6 times in a row now, and then like yesterday was like all mono green yesterday. I have on with the 20 months. Appreciate you. Okay, I'm just gonna play my mountain turn 1. Not really sure if I'm gonna want to play these on blue or red yet. Probably at least one on blue, but if I draw like Sulfur Falls, then I might even want to go red so I can creativity.
What's up? It's me, your friend.
Okay, red black mid range. Okay, we did draw exactly Sulfur Falls. I am pretty unlikely to cycle this Typhoon for any less than 1 because I do want a token in play. But if my opponent, I feel like my opponent's putting too much pressure on me. Maybe I'll have to. Rick, think of it a tier 3 for 6 months in advance. Holy crap. They don't have carrots for black and they combo. Well, the combo still gives them infinite mana, and then they usually can storm the festival into... Ooh. Trespasser's pretty good against my double dig hand. They're also Jund. Triple pathway, but triple basic also. Treasure Vault for Black off Karn. Yeah, fair. I was actually in Mike. I was messing around with mono green a little bit recently, and I was thinking that it was kind of good to play Golos to the sideboard, so you can Karn for. Ooh, interesting. Golos to the sideboard, so you can Karn for Nykthos. Oh, sorry, and basically, and then also play a copy of Chromatic Lantern in the sideboard so that you can activate Golos if you do tutor Golos, and you can also use the Chromatic Lantern to facilitate the combo. I thought that was maybe like fine. So if they don't have a removal spell here, we get to Creativity the Shark token, Gearhulk back Dig Through Time. Hopefully be in good shape. Thank you, Obnixilisk. Very cool. Totally good card. I feel like I'll take Consider Fable. It's kind of close. But I'm just going to loot with the blood token. I do think the Gearhulk's going to... I mean, because they probably have Dreadbore in the deck. Maybe they have Riveteer's Charm, but... I imagine the Gearhulk is like at least somewhat difficult for them to deal with. I can just discard cards all day, too. Cool. Hard to deal with confirmed. Let me go ahead and cast my Consider here. Graveyard that. I don't really feel like I have a good attack. I'll just cast my Fable. Try to set up well for next turn. Gonna cycle the Censor. Thoughts on Black Red mid-range and Pioneer post-banning. It's like a fine deck. It's fine. It's totally fine. Lots of different ways to build it. A good one to like pick up and like learn the matchups of and try to figure out the best sideboard plans too. I know that Misplaced Ginger's been like winning challenges and playing a lot with it, so that's maybe a good resource for players wanting to learn the deck. Okay, so I think I'm going to discard maybe just both Dig Through Times. At least one. I guess I'll discard both and that can Creativity X equals 2. I guess I can also attack the Ob first. If they double block, I can go Fiery Impulse the Harvester and then eat this in combat. I decide just to let it go. Not super duper surprising. You ever cast 2 Dig Through Times in the same turn? That feels pretty good. A little bit of running good after the run bad against mono green. What do you think of the top 3 decks in the Pioneer meta? It's a good question. I would say like mono green definitely stands at number 1, and there's like maybe like 5 or 6 decks that are like next, like Phoenix, red black, mono red, blue white control, Lotus Field. Not sure exactly how we want to sideboard. I feel like Censor seems a lot worse to me on the draw, and so I maybe just be interested in just Censors for Aether Gust. Although Aether Gust misses a lot of my opponent's cards. It does hit like, you know, Chandra, Kroxa, Fable. Maybe we can play like a 2-2 split. Do you consider Censor a flex spot? I suppose, but I think it fills out the deck very well, being both cheap interaction, cycler to try to find your combo, and then also like graveyard filler for dig through time. So, you know, I spent a lot of time on the list. I don't know what I would replace the Censors with. Is red black deck a reasonable choice? We were playing it yesterday. The mono green matchup feels way worse than I remember it being, so that's either some kind of combination of bad variants now, good variants when I was playing the red-black deck a lot more, or maybe just like mono-green players have really figured out how to sequence their deck and like are like better at piloting it now too. That could definitely be the case. Okay, I think we're just gonna impulse that. Another Graveyard Trespasser. The card's definitely really good against us. I'd love to find another Fire Impulse. I guess we'll keep another Consider, though. Another Consider. I think I have to Graveyard that one. I'm just a little short of casting Dig this turn. Can't really do anything besides discard Magma Opus, so unfortunately passing, unfortunately letting them Graveyard Trespasser. I think I'm also going to bring the standing desk down. Brace yourselves. I get to get 2 cards out of my graveyard. That being said, I can, I guess I have to draw a land. But I could try to set up for end of turn discard Magma Opus. Oh, I can legend roll the Sokenzans, but it's also not ideal. Yeah, not this turn, but next turn. Okay, I did draw a land. So my options are going to be channel, chump chump, or take 7, and then discard, and then I can Gearhulk to Kill the Graveyard Glutton, and then tap the underdog. Wait, is it charm instead of censor? I considered it. You could consider it as a charm instead of censor. It was something I thought about. I waffled back a little bit and forth, like, you know, the fact that you don't have no counter spells for creatures could be a bit awkward against, you know, mono green, but killing more mana dorks against mono green is maybe good. It definitely felt like an option. Okay, so discard this. And hopefully this is enough to stabilize. It probably should be. Another Gearhulk. Okay, so I guess I'm going to be discarding the Dig Through Time to the Ward and then maybe trying to flash that back with the Gearhulk next turn. Okay, so 4 damage here. Then tap Chariot, I think. Although maybe I'm happier tapping 2 creatures, but then they just crew the Chariot in response. Yeah, I think this stabilizes pretty well. I'm gonna play this weekend the red-black deck in Modern. I like the Goblin deck. I would encourage you to do so. It's hanging, Walla. It's hanging. The Cleansing Wildfire deck is good against mono green. I think the mono red fires deck is a little unfavored against it. It's not super bad, but it's just like I feel like it's hard to like want to register any deck right now that you don't feel at least somewhat favored against mono green. Well, I'll I guess chomp the underdog. Ooh, Hearse is pretty good here. Although, oh, I drew a tapped land. I was thinking if I drew untapped land, I might be able to respond to the Hearse by Gearhulking the Dig. So I guess we're gonna Fable and then play Spirebluff Canal tapped and hold up Fiery Impulse, and still not quite in the position where we can attack. Where does Blue-Red Phoenix go from here? Is it dead? Blue-Red Phoenix, I think, is going to be a tier 1 deck in Pioneer, where I think that you can definitely build it to be good against mono green, and you still have access. Like, people are acting like the Phoenix deck can't draw cards anymore. You're still a Pieces of the Puzzle Treasure Cruise deck that has access to, like, any other, like, Is It Charm or Charter Course or strategic planning. Like, you have nothing but, like, access to good discard outlets, too. It's kind of silly how people are like dooming or like loss of iteration. We were playing it the other day. It looked really good. Like if I had to play a Pioneer tournament right now, that's probably what I would play. Okay, so I think we just untap. I think I discard just the Sokenzan. Another Fable. Yeah, exactly. It was a deck before Expressive Iteration. It will be a deck after. The dooming about it is kind of funny to me. Also, like Phoenix just got a huge upgrade in Ledger Shredder too. Like that's something that's maybe easy to forget, is that like Phoenix was already like a pretty good deck before Shredder. You got Shredder, you lost Iteration, and like if I have to say, you know, maybe the quiet part out loud, Shredder is better in Phoenix than Expressive Iteration is. Shredder is like I think Shredder is a bigger upgrade for Phoenix than Iteration. Dude, Kolagon's command to kill a Gearhulk is gnarly. Maybe Kolagon's command was the hero card all along. So I think I'm supposed to go Fiery Impulse here, trade Elemental Token for Chariot, and then trade Goblin Shaman for Cat Token, and take 3 down to 4. I disagree that Iteration is better than deck. Yeah, you can disagree, by the way. That's allowed. I also disagree with you. That was always allowed. Well, I sure hope my opponent taps their hearse in the turn. Do it. I feel like most, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if most players are making this line. But thank you, opponent. Dude, I love the Gearhulk back Opus. Whoa! They have another Kolaghan's Command. Okay. Okay. So I have a 4/4 to not die to this hearse. And I guess it maybe is good news that they're probably going to crew the hearse, but I guess I don't have anything currently to Gearhulk back at the moment. They are... Oh, they also have Tenacious Underdog, so I'm going to go to 1. That's removal spells, last card. Okay. Just the Blood Tithe Harvester. Oh, and I get to kill the hearse, actually. That's kind of nuts. Getting to, like, get this freaking hearse off the stage. So now I'm dead to a directed, you know, a burn spell. Main phase, impulse this, and then I think I don't play the Stormcarved Coast because I can just play it if I draw an Opus for next turn, but I may want to loot it away with the Fable in a couple of turns. And then, you know, hopefully they'll just go blitz this, and I can go Gearhulk, Fiery Impulse, block, pull ahead. Has every card in opponent's deck other than Kolaghan's Command been standard legal? I'm confused. This is Pioneer. Every card's been standard legal. Gearhulk upkeep to save reflection. Well, I think that they're gonna attack with the Harvester. Like I think I guess that line was better, but I was thinking that my opponent would just attack. But no, you were right. They would just kill this and then blitz. So yeah, that you were right. Oh, you mean current standard? Of course, of course. Not Paradise Druid, but and maybe as Chariot rotated. Chariot's probably rotated by now, right? Maybe not. Chariot is legal? Okay. Paradise Druid then is older card. So I can get to draw a card up there, underdog. Not quite Gearhulking back Opus this time. This is also my third Gearhulk, by the way, so if I only can Creativity X equals 1, and then after that Creativity is a dead card. I'm dead to any burn spell too. I don't know. I mean, they've already played 2 Kolaghan's Commands. Can't imagine they're really playing that many burn spells, though. I will, I think, leave the Gearhulk back so I'm not dead to removal spell plus blitz. I think they have Kolaghan's Command number 3 here. Oh, Trespasser also kills me. Okay, game 3 on the play this time. So I got to see a little bit more of my opponent's deck. They, you know, them being like, I think they're more Jund than I kind of expected them to be. I think I would go ahead and cut the 4th dig through time. Maybe I want more Censors. Play like 2 Censor, 4 Gust on the play, 3 Consider. Okay, we can keep this. Obviously, we need to draw land, but what's kind of nice about this hand is if our Fiery Impulses don't land well up against their draw, we can just discard them to the Fable. Is there a Hanatsu deck that interests me in Pioneer? I was trying to like mess around with Hanata decks last night. I don't know. I haven't seen a list that I really like, but it is on my radar. Okay, I'd probably take my Fable here. Probably should play this as a red source because of creativity. Bad if I consider into another red 1-drop here though. But you know, it can be kind of, at least for me, like I feel like I have a hard time playing these as red sources, but in your creativity deck, you kind of have to. Yeah, Prismari Command is pretty interesting. I think it's a card that you should definitely be considering here. Okay, like to graveyard that. It's pretty nice value. Did get punished for playing this as a blue source, though. Hopefully we just find a land here. We do. It's pretty good. Hey, Doom, how's it going? We getting some Greasefang leagues in today? Are we getting... Spike, are we gonna play my pet deck today? Maybe, maybe not. Fuck. Alright, come on, creativity. Or like land Gearhulk. Dude, Go Blank is so insane against the Izzet decks. Weathered Runestone. This card... Okay, this card does stop me Gearhulking things back. I can still put the Gearhulks into play. I think I may just like try to hardcast this Typhoon if I draw land. Alright, well, actually... No, let's Typhoon, and then, like, I can try to just, like... I can try to, like, just put multiple 5/6s into play instead. Oh, Creativity of the Stone. Yeah, but I need to do that next turn. I forgot we can just Creativity of the Stone. Wait, did they put that on top? People like this card so much. I need to check. They did put it on top. I just think this card's so dopey. Alright, we kind of need to draw lands. Oh, I guess... No, we don't, because we can just target the token. A land would still be nice, though. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to go target Runestone, Treasure Token. Okay. I could also... I guess I could also go... No, never mind. Attack first. Well, I'm going to leave the Shark up, but... I don't know, is there something I get punished by? Was curious, do you never use the playmat? Forget it. I usually use a playmat. I forgot my playmat for the DreamHack. I even had like this nice like old Dallas SCG Regionals playmat that I was gonna use, and I just forgot it in my backpack. I am not a proud member of the no playmat gang. Was not also banning Nykthos Inner Lotus for the mistake. Maybe. Maybe. Dude, I've played against so much mono green lately, and I'm sure a lot of you have as well. Like, just like, it's rough. It's just, I'm sure a lot of you guys have been experiencing the same thing. Just like an absurd amount of mono green. It is way too early to like, I think, call for a banning, but if things don't change in a week or two, like, I'm worried. I don't know. Maybe I was wrong about Nykthos. The Canister's Grixis Slider Shred Barn deck. I think it's pretty good. I was playing a list pretty similar to that not too long ago. I like it. Canister's also like, you know, a machine. And is just capable of winning with any deck too. What are mono green's bad matchups? I think mono red and auras are the two worst. I like the Lotus Field matchup's also like really weird, where like play draw matters a lot, and like does your opponent draw card, that also matters a lot. But it's also true like now with Storm the Festival, the mono green deck sees Karn so much more often than I'm kind of used to. Look, I mean, they're more mono green. This is getting ridiculous. I guess I want to play this as a red source maybe for creativity. I did beat mono green 4 times last night in my testing, but I'm also getting like so sick of like, oh, this is going really well in testing off stream, into getting just totally dumpstered on stream. Okay, now I wish I had that second impulse. Yeah, but I mean, even if like you have a good matchup against the deck, like, which maybe we do here, right? It is just like playing against the exact same matchup all day today and all day yesterday. It's just like a lot. Lotus Field is a buy for mono green. There's no chance. Well, I don't know. I do think with Storm of the Festival, the matchup's gotten a lot better for mono green. People calling any matchup a buy is always hyperbolic. Let's playing a more old school version. It looks like here. Yeah, calling any matchup a buy in any format is always hyperbolic. But you know, you can hyperbole to make a point, I guess. Okay, let's discard. I think Otawara Shark Typhoon. It's not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to try to dig through time for a copy of Creativity. Okay, we can play against this version of mono green, I guess. Leave the Impulse in the yard. Do I want 2 creativities? I think I'll take 2 creativities. You need to consider submitting this list just guide to add Hinata. I mean, I think it's like a bit more complicated than that. Like one thing, like playing like your creativity as the triple red drop in the Jeskai deck does make your mana like kind of awful, right? I did consider playing Hinata though. It is definitely something you can do. I'll just take 2 lands here. Land lets me go. Yeah, 2 lands lets me go. Discard Opus into Creativity Gearhulk next turn. Would Wasteland be okay and Pioneer considering the middling mana bases? I haven't. Thank you for letting me have a good laugh this morning, I guess. No, don't add Wasteland to Pioneer. What are you, are you crazy? Spike, I think Wasteland is actually the problem instead of just like banning the Kthos. Print Wasteland into the format. Oh, man. Probably can't afford to attack, being at 6. Kind of soft to besage you. Turnpike, give you the 12 months. Appreciate you. It's also clear, Spike. Besage you. Wasteland. Printing Wasteland into Pioneer is the solution to all of our problems. It's so clear. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Getting fight rigged. Thank you, Turnpike, for the 1 year. Glad you liked the stream still. I'm hoping to not get Eldrazi'd. I am getting Vorinclexed, and my opponent's Yorvo is a 9/9. Okay, this doesn't have trample, so we can go chump block, double block. Yeah, I've seen Doomake working around on some fight rigging decks. I think the fight rigging decks are pretty cool. No, I thought we had enough to censor. If we had enough to censor, that would give us another chump blocker, which would be pretty nice. I think we have to just hold up mana here. Yeah, Doomake's fight rigging decks have been pretty cool. I think he was like a little too deep with like Valkyries yesterday, but I liked his like mono green scales fight rigging devotion deck. My opponent might be playing that list, although Burning Tree Emissary probably means no hardened scales. Dude, Yorvo's now a 10/10. Let's censor that. Oh, they still have the fight rigging trigger too. To make this a 3/4. But now I can chump block the Yorvo, eat the Hydra, keep playing. A lot of good top decks here too, although Steam Vents is not one of the better top decks, I guess. Neither is Stormcarved Coast. Well, I guess we're kind of forced to just play this tapped and pass. This can be an 11-11, but I can maybe go double block plus Fiery Impulse it if they brick this turn. Couldn't you have cycled it, then Gearhulk the counter? I guess so, yeah. Awesome Wolf, good luck, good luck. What are the top 5 best decks Pioneer? It's kind of like all mono green, actually, or the top 5. Okay, so we can go Gearhulk, kill, Burning Tree off Fiery Impulse, double block, and only lose 1 Gearhulk. Any spell mastery fans in the chat? Puny Yorvo. Sorry, I didn't say anything about how big Yorvo was. Okay. Guess we're passing. Think mono green is the best deck in Pioneer. It is certainly the deck to beat. It is also the best deck. Okay, I can chump block with my Din. I need to not draw a land. Oh, I can't chump block because this gives trample. I can double block though. Yeah, I have to double block. And oh, I even get to keep one of my creatures because I have 8 toughness. Okay, okay. Did I get the deck from BT Bench? No, I had a deck tech for a list similar to this a while ago. But I really started from, I was like just kind of trying to mess around with like a Grixis version of like a Magma Opus control deck with Maestro's Charm, because Maestro's Charm fuels dig pretty well. You also get Indulgence, and then like I kept putting tokens into play, and then I remembered the creativity version I saw the deck tech of another land, but my opponent misordered their blockers, so I get to kill Viv. But no, I didn't get the deck from PT Bench. I always shout people out if I, get the list from them, but that wasn't the case here. Okay, hopefully we stop drawing lands. Or if we're gonna draw lands, maybe the channel lands at least. Okay, opponent brick this turn. Well, that's not a land. It's also not super helpful. Do I know the Titan of Industry deck? What if the deck used Worm instead? I think Titan of Industry is better, where it's like way more hard castable and stabilizes better. Can interact with some of your opponents too with the disenchant effect. The World Spine Worm version is also like so weak to any bounce spell. Well, these rips have been so awkward, huh? Yeah, we may die to Vorinclex, but I'm gonna keep attacking. That's a Dubious Challenge. I don't remember which one Dubious Challenge is. I know it's one of these, right? I can't remember which one it is. No way. Oh my gosh, just an average ordinary day on twitch.tv/aspiring spike to a totally normal draw here. I feel like we get like 2 of these a day. It's so rough. But I guess we do play a lot of Magic here, huh? So we're dead to Vorinclex here, plus big creature in hand, or land Vorinclex in hand, but they don't have it. And also, like, usually during one of these, like, super bad mana floods, we win anyways, despite whining the whole time. That's also pretty normal. Yeah, whining is the key. That's why I've been whining so much about mono green. We had a pretty rough day with the Golgari Pioneer deck. Yeah, time to main deck 4 Gust. I think my bad luck has to do with my ISP. My ISP has been pretty good so far at the new place. Thankfully, it was me calling Spectrum to cancel my service was the best call of my life. Chris, how you came to the ability to, like, okay, so I was really deep in the tank yesterday. I was a little lost in the sauce. I may still do something like this. I actually do think Maestro's Charm in a Grixis control deck with Dig Through Time is kind of interesting. I was also kind of like interested. Rewind was kind of like it was kind of sick. I don't know. Like Rewind was like low-key, like pretty good when I was messing around yesterday. But like I kept putting Magma Opus tokens into play, and I was like, I bet we could just play Creativity, and then like I had that idea, and I remembered I did a deck tech for a list very similar to this. Maybe before the Streets of New Capenna, or maybe a little after. Like it was a little while ago. But I kind of remember doing a deck tech for one of these decks, and then I started to work on the list a little bit. I was playtesting it last night. I played 2 leagues. I think I 4-1'd to both of them, or no, actually, I was, I think, up a game against like a control deck, and then a friend of mine came over for a little bit, so I dropped, and then I 3-1 the rest of the matches that league, and then I 4-1'd. So I was feeling pretty good about it. Okay, on the draw against Mono Green, probably too slow. I have to keep this one. Put back to Typhoon. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some dog sitting. That's what my friend was coming over to, like, just, you know, get the dogs kind of a bit more acquainted with each other. But I'm babysitting 2 dogs for like a week and a half at the end of this month, so we may get some new background characters. One of them is a mini Aussie. The other one is like a mix of a lab and a husky. Yeah, dog filler arc. Stop! Oh, sorry, this is the same match. I forgot this is the still the Yorvo match. Okay, you can still play Yorvo. Yorvo Creativity. Okay, I'm getting thirsty to Magma Opus these guys. It's gonna be a couple turns, but hopefully the Gust buys us the time. Yeah, Owen's dogs. I think I let that go. I think I let that go too. A 6/6. They attack me for 8 next turn. I just Gearhulk Creativity. Yeah, so yeah, this turn I can go Magma Opus, Time Walk with Aether Gust next turn. Hopefully, right? And then Gearhulk Opus. Any Sublime Epiphaners? Yeah, people have been asking me about the whole Sublime Epiphany. Kill that now to reduce devotion. I'm gonna kill these with the Opus next turn, hopefully. Like, you know, what's nice about Opus, right, is like this card naturally goes to the graveyard for your Gearhulk, and then it also like gives you a creativity target. It's kind of just perfect, right? But when you compare that to Sublime Epiphany, you have to like all of a sudden like play Is It Charm in your deck, and yeah, I don't know. I'll just spend 6 mana on it. They didn't nick those to the BT trigger. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They just have to mana instead. Yo, post-combat Vivian. They must have something else though, because they didn't do anything with these elves. No, okay, weird. They have like endurance is not legal in this format. No, I like Is It Charm, but like I think you could play Is It Charm over Censor in this deck. Probably not correct though. Alright, this is satisfying. Die, Llanowar Elves, die. And then they kept Vivian on top, so if their last card in hand is not an untapped green source, that Vivian's stranded too. I guess Burning Tree Emissary would also work. It was a Voracious Hydra. So we can gust the 6/7 Hydra, get in, and play Fable now. Cool. Okay, 2-1. Bounce it back a little bit. I don't like that both of these lands that turn out tapped, but I think the upside with this hand is way too high to mulligan. What? Stop, Pioneer, please! Please! Somebody play a different deck! Literally anybody else play a different deck. I'm begging you, Pioneer. Somebody do something else besides Forest Elvish Mystic. I can't. This is like, last night I played literally 5 in a row. This is our 3rd of the day. Although one of our second opponent was playing, you know, a cooler variant. I don't even care if the matchup is good or not. I just want to play against something else. Like, we are going to be able to, like, maybe even, like, double Magma Opus on turn 4, or maybe we'll be a mana shy. We're on the draw here. Play draw matters a lot. Okay, they brick's kind of bad, but they can flash back next turn probably. So next we can discard 2 Magma Opuses. But we can only cast 1 next turn. Another Storm in the hand. Into Nissa Kiora, flashback Weather the Storm. I spoke with the 28 months, appreciate you. Yeah, we need Wasteland. So bad. Okay, so now out of my last 9 matches, I've played against mono green. We'll say 7 times. The fight rigging deck, even though it was a mono green devotion deck, it wasn't the same list. We'll say we played against it. We'll be very generous and say it's only been 7 out of the last 9 matches. This hand's kind of close, almost close. I think I'm gonna mulligan. We do have a Consider and a Fiery Impulse. We can Consider into... We need to find 2 lands, really. So if I put back the Fiery Impulse, no, I think I'm gonna keep this on a mold of 6, and then put back the Typhoon and hope that one of my natural draw steps is a land that I can also consider for a land. Perfect. Just that easy. 4 burn down the house, the sideboard or something. I mean, I'm playing 4 Aether Gust. I think the attitude of I would just play 4 burn down the house of the sideboard. This is not enough. Maybe main deck 4 burn down the house and 4 Aether Gust. Okay, so we'll try to find a land here. Don't think I'm supposed to gust this. Got a Graveyard of Gearhulk. Alright, so maybe I'll draw step gust the elf now. I'll try to find the land. Yeah, simply add some Brazen Borrowers. Probably Starve Extinction. Yeah, I kind of was missing the old Death Bellow Starve Extinction deck. Always had a soft spot for that one. Okay, let me discard Magma Opus Typhoon. Magma Opus, I think Magma Opus Typhoon. Okay. So I can potentially dig for an Aether Gust in response to something, leaving just the Magma Opus in the graveyard, and I can use the treasure to Aether Gust, so I guess I'll pass. Okay, didn't find one. I think I take Consider Sulfur Falls. Oh, whoops, hold on. I should have taken the creativity, whoops. It's okay, I can still go Gearhulk Opus next turn in their upkeep. I probably was supposed to take the creativity. Be okay. They can go upkeep, 4 damage to them, tap Nykthos, tap Forest, or tap the Cavalier. Ooh. I think I kind of like tapping the Forest. JJ with 11 months, appreciate ya. What does Blight Beetle do against them? Isn't something their loyalty, their Planeswalker loyalty, right? Okay, so let's go 4 to them. Tap Nykthos, tap Forest. And then I have, I can go Reflection, copy Gearhulk, cast Dig Through Time. I got double Gust in hand. Poly K, huh? So maybe it's better to go... Yeah, let's just go Gust. Gearhulk Gust. Attack. Oh, I didn't even realize that was lethal. That was a pretty good turn. Okay, game 3 of the draw. Very fancy when. Can't really keep this one. Yeah, this matchup's not. I don't think this matchup is that bad. I mean, it was 4-1 against it last night. But had a very good hand on the play game 1 here. Although thankfully top deck the freaking Fiery Impulse. You could also like probably build a deck to have like an even slightly better matchup than we already have. But I at this point it's just like just playing against it so many times is really what's obnoxious for me. I'm gonna guess the Haven here. The draw step. Is there enough mono green decks to make the Gust? I think that you could probably say most decks play green or red, but it's maybe a little early to say. Good card for them to have. I think you really have to Gust the Haven though, because if they have Karn and you don't get to Gust something, it's pretty bad. Although Ogre Troll is pretty bad too, I guess. Oh, they have something else? Besageuse my Fable, and I don't. Oh, I have Steam Vents. Okay, hold on. I only have one of each basic, and I drew them both. We'll keep that. Okay, we can hardcast that next turn. Anything? Okay, I think I'm gonna main phase dig. Exile everything, and if I find Aether Gust, then I'll attack with the Shaman so I can cast the Aether Gust. I did find it. I also found a Magma Opus and a Creativity, so I could go... I could take Magma Opus Creativity and just try to not get got by anything here. I can also take Aether Gust, Gust the Old Growth Troll, attack the Kiora, but then they can cantrip off the Old Growth Troll again. I guess I could also go... It's tough. Yeah, I think I'll take Aether Gust, Magma Opus. Hope they don't have a Karn. I think Mardu Greasefang is strong versus mono green, seems like it. Well, it's, you know, just like a lot of matchups, like it kind of depends on do they have Karn, because Karn just like shutting down Greasefang crewing is so brutal. What is their last card? It's Storm of the Festival? It's Karn? Damn it! Oh, I was supposed to Aether Gust something in response. So tilted. It's like so unreasonably tilted. Maybe I was supposed to discard this in response. Into God Pharaoh's statue. Brutal. Could maybe have gusted the old growth troll, but then they can just Karn for the land. So I think I need to Gearhulk dig through time in response. My opponent was mana shy of playing God Pharaoh's statue last turn. I'm confused. They've already cured. Why aren't they? I'm confused. Notably, I can't discard Magma Opus and then Gearhulk it because the Karn turns off the treasure tokens. But they're just like... Oh, they have another Nykthos in the hand. Because why wouldn't they? So, we have some good pickups here. Otawara, notably, Creativity. Can get rid of the statue. Okay, there's Otawara. Typhoon also cycles here. They got a big reacher. I think I'd take Otawara Gearhulk, and I can maybe go Otawara plus Aether Gust this turn. Is there a reason to Gust the Cavalier? Well, I feel like we just lose the game if we Gust the Cavalier. And we don't get to Gearhulk this turn. Kind of feels like the main reason. Opponent finds a Meteor Golem. Down to 11. So they can kill me if they plus Karn, cast Meteor Golem. But then maybe... I guess if they go cast Meteor Golem plus Karn, I can go Otawara, bounce God Pharaoh's statue, Aether Gust, Cavalier, or Old Growth Troll. Take a hit. But I can't also discard the stupid Magma Opus. Then they have 2 mana open with statue in hand. You can Gust Cavalier so they don't find Nykthos and draw a card. I mean, if they don't find Nykthos here, also if they don't find Nykthos off Cavalier, we're just in like amazing shape. And then they did find it, of course. Don't Gust go to 1. Well, they're gonna. I'm not going to 1. Bounce statue, bounce Cleaver, attack Kiora. I mean, but then they just chump block, and then they get to Old Growth Troll end of turn. I just lose with that line. I don't know, I'd probably lose with every line, right? If Karn wasn't turning off the treasures, we'd be in better shape. Yeah, Karn turns off the mana from the treasures. So now they have more devotion. But if they just plus here, they're not going to have enough mana to activate the Nykthos post-combat. I think I need to draw Creativity. Guess I also have to bounce this, because it's just so bad if they mill over Storm the Festival with Cavalier. Yeah, I think I have to draw Creativity and then go discard Creativity, Magma Opus, and then kill Karn. Sokenzan. Probably doesn't get the job done. Remember, Karn's turning off treasure. I'm sure people are still losing their mind about that. I guess go Gearhulk, Cavalier, and then they don't have positive devotion. IDK, then playing the Cavalier was you're out. If you gust it, they can't play statue in good shape. Can we please fucking move on? I hate this, like... chat getting stuck on, like, the line, like, 3 turns ago, and I'm trying to play, like, a really complicated board state. Oh, so I even... And Malding and... Obviously, should have. I guess I could still gust in response here. I'll just gust the troll. Like if they miss the Nykthos and I get to Gearhulk that turn, it's huge. It's like game winning for me. And they hit the Nykthos, you know what I mean? But you could disagree. We could move on. We don't need to just debate the same point over and over again. All right. First off, the mono green formats, huh? Lifebane Zombie. Do like Lifebane Zombie. All right, no more malding. Do you feel like Pioneer Leagues are less competitive than Modern Leagues? I do feel like asking a question with double question mark is way more likely for me to answer it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's too noticeable either way. Yeah, I'm playing against Abzan, huh? Oh, playing against Greasefang. I'll also say, like, it just always feels so bad, too, when, like, I'm playtesting a new brew, I'm, like, beating mono green off stream, and I'm losing to it on stream, and I'm playing against it so much. It's rough. A lot of psychic damage. Unbelievable amounts of psychic damage. I think I can play this tapped. Cycles and Doth the Triome. Did I really tap the Stevens for red? I really thought it clicked blue. There we go. Say Modern Rules, Pioneer Jewels. I would say exactly that. I don't know. I have really high hopes for Pioneer. I've liked it sometimes. I've really disliked it other times. I would say that any format gets really bad when, like, it's just so homogenized on Magic Online. Like, when you're playing against, like, one deck for, like, more than, like, 60% of your matches, even if you don't hate the matchup, like, that's just not an enjoyable format. And obviously, like, we are still, like, a week post bans, or, like, you know, not even a week post bans. We're the first week, and it's just going to take some time for things to shape up. Maybe people will play auras. Maybe we should play auras. I've been meaning to work on it too. Like, auras I think is underplayed, and I think it's good against mono green, but it's also, like, not a deck I feel like I can just, like, create out of nowhere, I guess. I guess I'm gonna wait, because I'm worried about getting Greasefang, and I'm with double impulse, so it's hard for me to lose the Greasefang. Or is it white, black, or blue, black, and Pioneer? That's a good question. The answer is I'm not really sure 100%, to be honest. I think, like, the black-based versions are probably better against mono green. Is blue-white control? Yeah, blue-white control's fine. You know, a deck as bad as Greasefang. Or at least, like, I don't know. I don't like the Abzan versions of Greasefang very much. Greasefang's probably fine. Do I have enough mana to go Dig Through Time into Creativity X equals 2, Dig Through Time, Magma Opus? I do if I draw a land off the dig. Oh no, I don't have any more basics. Max punished for Besageing. Dude, Assassin's Trophy is great, actually. I've been saying that the whole time, that Assassin's Trophy is great, right? So now can I go discard? I could double Magma Opus. Although maybe it's just better to put 3 Gearhulks into play and then dig through time Magma Opus and just have this to hardcast next turn potentially. The poor third Gearhulk not getting to cast anything though. Business for the 7 months, appreciate ya. We played on Fable, Refurbished, God Pharaoh's Gift. I did when I was playtesting for, or not Fable exactly, but I've played some God Pharaoh's Gift in Pioneer and Historic when I was playtesting for that PT. Yeah, the problem with Assassin's Trophy is like the best deck is still mono green, and like Trophy's like just not that good against them. It's not terrible either. Like hitting Nykthos. I mean, Nykthos is maybe not great to hit, but hitting Wolfwillow Haven's land is fine. But like giving them the extra mana is like also pretty sketch. I don't know. Refurbished Faithful Mending? That sounds pretty sick. That sounds pretty fun. What do you think about Agent of Treachery in a deck like this? I think that I prefer, in this version, like just being, the way Gearhulk and Opus play so well with Creativity together, I think that Gearhulk is the better card. Why is Nykthos not good? Well, there's no window for you to Assassin's Trophy and Nykthos before they get to activate for mana. So that's kind of awkward. That like they can activate for mana, then you hit the Nykthos Trophy, they get an extra mana anyways. Like a lot of times you don't need to activate Nykthos twice. A lot of the time, it's oftentimes just a one and done kind of thing. That being said, maybe Agent of Treachery is the card you play in the refurbished God Pharaoh statue deck. Go Blank is so freaking good. If I had to land on top, I would discard the Opus so we could Gearhulk back the Opus, but I think I'll just wait a little bit here. Okay. Guess we still have to wait. Oh, Archon stops my ability to Gearhulk back Opus. So, but I can Creativity the Archon itself. Archon is really good. Archon's also probably pretty good against mono green, right? Kind of bad for us if they hit another Archon, I guess. I'm gonna play a Band Company deck. Yeah, that deck looked pretty good, Doom, I thought. I think Divination is okay in Pioneer. Do I still think Divination is okay in Pioneer? I don't know if you maybe heard me say that, like, you can play pieces of the puzzle, and I said something about Divination kind of sarcastically. I don't think you want to play, like, the raw card Divination. Of One Mind, maybe okay in the Prowess deck, although my impression of the Prowess deck is that players are trying to, like, play more raw card advantage in the deck to substitute for expressive iteration, when, in my opinion, it's probably just going to be better to... it's probably just going to be better to play just your Treasure Cruises as your card advantage spells, and just play, like, more regular spells instead. What is this double block? What in the world is this double block? I don't know. That's kind of my impression, is that it's going to be better to just, like, you still have 4 Treasure Cruise, you still have plenty of card advantage, you still have plenty of card selection and cantrips, you have Ledger Shredder as, like, a lot of card advantage. It's just going to be fine. Okay, 3-2 this league. I will say, I woke up really excited to play this deck. I'm going to run it back, and I can't remember the last time I was, like, this tilted about a format, and I'm gonna try to collect myself a little bit.